That night, the party is in full swing. More guys, including Chi and others, join in and they all start playing cards. When Shuri returns home, she excitedly tells Joe how much fun she had. However, Joe seems a bit upset. Feeling embarrassed, he goes to sleep. Later, an invitation is sent out again for another gathering. But this time, Joe is included. She invites everyone again, and Shuri is also expected to attend. However, upon reaching the party, she realizes that Shuri isn't there. She probably got caught up in work, she thinks. In reality, she had deliberately kept the party a secret from Shuri because she only wanted to spend time with Joe alone. Joe, using the excuse of feeding his cat, leaves the party early and returns home, only to find Shuri already asleep. Thus, another evening is wasted. The next day, Shushan invites everyone once more. This time, everyone is hesitant because they have attended too many gatherings in a row. But since rejecting Shushan wasn't an option, they all show up. Yang also joins, and Shushan strategically seats him next to Shuri, hoping to stir things up again, unaware that Shuri had already rejected him. Despite Joe's warnings, she secretly takes a photo of Yang and Shuri and sends it to Joe, who immediately rushes over to the party. Upon arriving, he smoothly moves Yang aside and takes the seat next to Shuri. Shushan, unwilling to give up, presses herself against Joe from the other side. When questioned, Joe casually explains, "I was passing by and thought I'd treat everyone to a party." With that, Shushan's plan is foiled again. The next day, she attempts another gathering, but this time everyone is too exhausted from partying, and finds excuses to avoid it. This turns out to be a blessing for Shuri, as she finally gets quality time with Joe. Meanwhile, the company arranges a championship event, organized by an alumnus from Joe's university. Joe, taking it as a matter of pride, accepts the challenge and encourages his employees to participate. "If we win," he announces, "I'll double everyone's bonus this month." He appoints Shuri as the team captain. The competition begins immediately, with Iran and John joining in. Sakshia threatens Iran, "If you run too slow on the competition day, I'll kill you." With full enthusiasm, everyone starts their practice. Meanwhile, Shushan meets with Yingqing, as they are working on a major project together. However, Yingqing has ulterior motives. "You'll never have Joe," he tells her. "Because he likes Char, mark my words. He will leave you again just like he did 3 years ago. So why don't we team up and teach him a lesson?" Furious, Shushan throws water at him, and Yingqing storms out. Joe later talks to her about the project. She reassures him, this project won't harm the company. Meanwhile, at a gathering with her friends, Shur messages Yang to pick her up. Yang arrives promptly and takes her to her hotel room. Drunk again, she starts her usual antics. She asks Yang, "Do you think I should take off my makeup before sleeping?" Yang, slightly puzzled, says, "Of course." However, she can't find her makeup remover and throws a tantrum. Yang, not wanting to deal with the chaos, calls his friend to fetch some makeup remover. He then helps her remove it. The next morning, she wakes up to find him bringing her coffee. Shushan becomes anxious, realizing that Yang has seen her without makeup. Yang reassures her, "You look the same, there's no difference." Shushan, however, is flustered. She starts making fun of him, recalling how he wasn't good at sports back in college. She declares that she will defeat Mr. Joth and that her main goal in the competition is to defeat Shur. In the previous match, Shur had beaten Jincheng and now Jincheng wants revenge. The race begins and Joe is at the second checkpoint. While they continue their playful banter, both of them run excellently. At the third checkpoint, Shur and Jincheng face off. Jincheng claims she will win the match, but Shur confidently states that she won't let that happen. As the race progresses, Bosker faints, leaving Shur and Jincheng to compete against each other fiercely. Jincheng tries to push Shur multiple times, but Shur refuses to retaliate, maintaining her composure. At the final checkpoint, Shur passes the baton, and the last leg of the race begins. Joe, who hadn't been running at full speed before, suddenly starts sprinting with all his strength, determined to secure victory for his team and prove himself. He is the first to touch the finish line, leading the Farron group to victory. In the midst of the celebration, Joe publicly announces in front of everyone that he is dating Shur and that she is his girlfriend. Iran is disheartened, as he also has feelings for Shur. However, no one else is surprised. Most of the staff, including Joe's secretary Yen Yang, already had suspicions and had nearly confirmed the relationship. Later, Joe takes Shur out for a celebratory treat. Meanwhile, Iran is dealing with a broken heart and feeling devastated, ends up in the hospital after drinking excessively. Finally, Shur fully accepts her love for Joe, indirectly confessing her feelings to him. Hearing this, Joe is overjoyed. Later that night, after drinking too much, Joe becomes too intoxicated and Shur has to carry him home. She takes him to the shower to sober him up, where a romantic atmosphere builds between them. Caught up in the moment, they start getting closer, but Shur, overwhelmed with shyness, runs away. That night, Joe dreams of their wedding, while Shur reminisces about their intimate moment and blushes. The next day at the office, their romance continues. Before taking his medicine, Joe demands a kiss from Sure, turning it into their new routine. Just as things heat up between them, Krishy suddenly appears, interrupting the moment. Annoyed at being disturbed, Joe sighs and apologizes for ruining their mood. Sure tries to maintain her composure, but Joe boldly asserts, "This is my company, my office, and she is my girlfriend. I can do whatever I want." He reaches out to hold Sure's hand, but she is too busy blushing. Seeing this, Joe himself takes her hand and confidently declares, "She is my girlfriend." Determined, he decides to inform Grandpa about their relationship. Meanwhile, Jean Chang plans to sell her shares in Ferran Group and take revenge in exchange. He tells her that he will give her project ownership, allowing her to press forward. Otherwise, Jean Chang will have no chance left. She leaves. Meanwhile, Divya and Joe arrive at Grandpa's place, just about to reveal their relationship. However, before Joe can speak, Jiang unexpectedly announces his own relationship first. Grandpa is overjoyed by this news, and to celebrate, he organizes a family gathering. Because of this, Joe and Sure don't get a chance to speak. The next day at the office, Ji Chang sees Joe and Sure together, and rage fills her. Without hesitation, she calls in Jean and accepts his offer. Later, Jean meets up with her because he wants to confirm whether Sure and Joe's relationship is serious. After hearing their story, he invites Sure to his house. There, Sure watches his past performances on TV. She also finds an album filled with photos of him and Joe. During dinner, Jean makes a love confession to Sure, telling her that he fell in love with her at first sight. He explains that he never shared his feelings before, and after saying all this, he emotionally embraces her one last time. After Sure leaves, an evil smirk appears on his face, hinting at a hidden agenda. Meanwhile, Iran is deeply saddened and reflects on everything that happened. We also see that Jean has targeted Sure for a reason yet to be revealed. When Sure arrives home, she finds Sha and Yang visiting. Both couples spend a wonderful time together, and later, the two brothers perform a dance for their friends. Joe seems genuinely happy, which makes Iran emotional. Iran promises to always support Joe, as he has been through a lot and finally found his happiness. Later, the guests leave, and Joe resumes his usual affectionate teasing. Sure, blushing, runs away once again. However, she keeps thinking about Iran's words, feeling troubled. The next day, her thoughts continue to haunt her, making her uneasy. That evening, they prepared dinner together for Grandpa's arrival.